Hello, dear students. So, in the last class, we have studied what we meant by hyperbolic function. We have also seen how to find derivative and integration of hyperbolic functions. So, we will continue with integrating some of the hyperbolic function. So, the first problem we already did. We will do the second one, that is integral tan hx dx. We have to integrate this. So we know that tan hx is sin hx. Again, they are hyperbolic functions, sin hx by cos hx dx. So we can see that this type of integration is easy to do because the derivative of cos hx is in the numerator, it is sin hx, and usually so the integration will be log modulus of cos hx plus c. But cos hx is positive. It is an even function. So this will be natural logarithm cos hx plus c. Okay. Because the reason is that modulus of cos hx is cos hx itself. Okay. It is an even function and also its value is greater than or equal to 1. We know that cos x 0, at 0 it takes the value 1. So value of cos hx is greater than or equal to 1. So it is not negative. It's a positive function. So its modulus value is same as the function cos hx. So integral of tan hx is natural logarithm cos hx plus c. Now we will see the third problem, integral cos x square x. Integral cos h square x dx. So here you cannot directly integrate because here it is cos hx into cos hx is there. So we have to use the half angle formula. So we know that we have proved the half angle formula that cos h square x is equal to cos h 2x plus 1 by 2. So this formula we have already proved. So if we substitute here, this becomes integral cos h 2x plus 1 by 2 dx. Now we have to integrate this. So 1 by 2 is a constant. We can take it outside. So it is integral cos h 2x cos h 2x dx plus integral dx. Half is outside. So integral cos h 2x. So it is sin h 2x. Minus sign is not there because they are hyperbolic function. So integral cos h is sin h. So sin h 2x. Then we have to divide this by the derivative of 2x. So derivative of 2x is 2. So sin h 2x by 2 is the integration of cos h 2x plus integral dx. So it will give you x plus c is there plus c. Okay, so the answer is sin h 2x by 4 plus x by 2 plus c. So this is the answer. Now we will see the last problem. This is the D1. So it is integral sin hx by 1 plus cos h square x dx. So now here we cannot do direct integration. So here we can use the substitution method because we know that derivative of cos hx is sin hx. So what we can do the substitution, put cos hx, substitute for cos hx, put cos hx equal to u Okay, so we know its derivative is sin hx dx is equal to du. So that is the numerator. So this integration becomes, so this is equal to integral du by 1 plus u square. Okay, so du by 1 plus u square, its integration, it is direct result. Okay, its value is tan inverse of u plus c. Now we have to resubstitute the value of u. U is cos hx, so we'll get tan inverse of cos hx plus c. So in this way we can do the problems of integration. So we'll see in the exercise there are so many problems. So you try to do it by yourself. If you are not getting, you can ask me. Okay. So in the exercise problem, I will do one problem. So it is integral e raised to x sin hx dx. Now how can you integrate this? So we know the formula for sin hx, the hyperbolic function sin hx is e raised to x minus e raised to minus x by 2. So substitute for sin hx. So this becomes integral e raised to x into e raised to x minus e raised to minus x by 2 dx. So 1 by 2 is common, I can take it outside. So this is integral e raised to x into e raised to x is e raised to 2x minus e raised to x into, this is e raised to x into e raised to minus x. So it is e raised to 0, which is 1. Okay. So we will get minus 1 dx. Now we can do integration. So 1 by 2 I have taken outside. Integral e raised to 2x. So for exponential function, integration we know integration of e raised to 2x is e raised to 2x itself by, you have to divide it by derivative of 2x. So derivative of 2x is 2 minus, you will get x. So the answer is e plus c is there, a constant c. So the answer is e raised to 2x by 4 minus x by 2 plus c. So here c is a constant value, it can take any value. Okay. So in this way you can do integration problems. Now we will move on to the next section, the inverse hyperbolic function. So we know what is a hyperbolic function. We have also studied how to differentiate it, and also we have studied some relations between different hyperbolic functions, and we have also seen how to integrate hyperbolic function. Now we will see what is the inverse of a hyperbolic function. So first we will see the inverse of the hyperbolic function sin hx. So let y equal to sin hx. So the inverse function we will study in detail in section 5.3. So here we will just see inverse of hyperbolic function. So the inverse of this function will be, if we operate sin h inverse on both sides, we will get x equal to sin h inverse of y. So this is the inverse, sin h inverse of y is the inverse hyperbolic function. For example, if we have y equal to f of x, then from here we will get that x equal to f inverse of y is the inverse function. Now here we are going to find how to find the derivative of this inverse hyperbolic function. Okay, because they have got much application in differentiation as well as in integration. Now how to find derivative of this inverse function, derivative of f inverse of y. For this we can make use of this formula, that is d by dy of f inverse of y. So derivative of f inverse of y. So this is f inverse of y is nothing but x. Okay, so this is nothing but dx by dy, and dx by dy is same as 1 by dy by dx. Okay, So what is dy by dx? If y equal to f of x, then dy by dx is f dash of x. So this is 1 by f dash of x. So we have this formula, that is d by dy of f inverse of y equal to 1 by f dash of x. This we will see in detail in section 5.3. Okay, so right now you just see this formula. So here what is y? Y is f of x. Okay, so using this we will see how to find the inverse of how to find the derivative of the hyperbolic function sin h inverse of y. So we have for f inverse of y, its derivative with respect to y is 1 by f dash of x. So instead of f inverse of y, suppose we want to find the derivative of sin h inverse of y. So here the function is sin h. Okay. So we are finding the inverse hyperbolic function and its derivative. So this, according to the formula, it is 1 by derivative of f of x. Okay, so it will be what is f of x here? Here the function is sin h, hyperbolic function. So this is nothing but d by dx of sin hx. Okay. F dash of x is dy by dx. Okay, so what is y here? Here the function is y is equal to f of x, that is sin hx. Sin hx is the function here. So we will get, we know that d by dx of sin hx is cos hx. So this implies that derivative of sin h inverse of y is 1 by cos hx. Also we can deduce the derivative of we can write the derivative of sin h inverse. We got the derivative as 1 by cos hx. Now we know the formula that cos h square x minus sin h square x equal to 1. So this implies that from here we will get cos hx equal to square root of 1 plus sin h square x. Okay, so this value we can substitute here. So here we will get this is equal to 1 by root of 1 plus sin h square x. And what is sin hx? Here we have y is equal to f of x. So we have y equal to sin hx. Okay. So this is root of 1 plus sin h square x. So this is 1 plus y square. So this implies that d by dy of sin h inverse of y is equal to 1 by root of 1 plus y square. So we have to study this result. We have proved it here. That is, the derivative of the inverse hyperbolic function is 1 by root of 1 plus y square. So in this way we can also find the derivative of the remaining inverse hyperbolic function. Before that we will do some problem using this result. Okay. So the first problem we can find is find the derivative. So d by dx of, we can find sin h inverse of 3x. Okay. So here we denote this as y. So let y equal to sin h inverse of 3x. We have to find dy by dx. So we can use here the chain rule. We can substitute for 3x, or we can directly put this formula. So if we substitute put 3x equal to u. So this implies y equal to sin h inverse of u. Okay. So dy by dx. Now the formula is dy by dx we have to find. It will be dy by du into du by dx. Equation number 1. So what is dy by du? Y is sin h inverse of u. So what is dy by du? So here we have proved that d by dy of sin h inverse y is 1 by root of 1 plus y square. So this result we can use. So we'll get 1 by root of 1 plus u square. And next we have to find du by dx. What is u? We have u equal to 3x. So du by dx is equal to 3. So both this result we have to substitute in equation number 1. So we will get dy by dx equal to 1 by root of 1 plus u square into 3. Now again you can resubstitute for u because we have a function of x, y as a function of x. So we will get by 3 by root of, we have u equal to 3x. So 1 plus 3x whole square, so it is 9x square. So this is the answer. This is the derivative of sin h inverse of 3x. So it is the derivative of the inverse hyperbolic function. So for doing this you have to remember this formula. The derivative of sin h inverse of y is 1 by root of 1 plus y square. So using this formula you can do all the problems which has sin h inverse in it. We can do one more problem. So the second problem, we can take d by dx of sin h inverse of 3 tan h 3x. So either we can use chain rule or we can directly also we can do the differentiation. Okay, so using the formula we have just proved here is that d by dy of sin h inverse of y equal to 1 by root of 1 plus y square. So we have to use this formula here. Instead of y you have 3 tan h 3x. Okay, so instead of y you have 3 tan h 3x. So it is a composite form. So again you have to differentiate this. Okay, as we are doing in the chain rule. So this will be, so first I will apply this. So this is d by dx of sin h inverse of y form. So suppose this is y. So here it will be 1 by root of 1 plus y square. So instead of y I have 3 tan h 3x. 3 tan h 3x whole square. So it is 1 by root of 1 plus y square I have written. Now multiplied by, I have to again multiply it by the derivative just as we are doing in the chain rule. Okay, the chain rule I wrote here, dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx. So again we have to multiply this with respect to x. So I have to find the derivative of, again what I have to do, d by dx of 3 tan h 3x. Okay, so we will simplify this now. So this is equal to 1 by square root of 1 plus 3 square is 9 tan h square 3x. Now d by dx of this is 3 is a constant. We can take it outside. 3 into derivative of tan h 3x. So d by dx of tan h 3x that we have to do. So we have to remember all the formula. So this derivative of tan h 3x is sec h square 3x multiplied by again derivative of 3x. Okay, d by dx of 3x, so it is 3. Okay, so here we will get 3 sec h square 3x. So this is equal to, so we will get 9 sec h square 3x divided by root of 1 plus 9 tan h square 3x. So in this way we can find the derivative of composite function also. So here if you want you can use chain rule also. So here what I did is first we find the derivative of sin h inverse. So sin h inverse of y is 1 by root of 1 plus y square. So instead of y we have 3 tan h 3x. Okay, so since it is a composite function, again we have to differentiate this with respect to x. So derivative of 3 tan h 3x. So 3 is taken outside, so we have to find d by dx of tan h 3x. So d by dx of tan h 3x is derivative of tan h is sec h square 3x. Again here you have a composite function, you have to multiply by its derivative. So derivative of 3x is 3. So while doing differentiation, whenever there is a composite function, you have to multiply by its derivative. And if you are doing integration, you have to divide by its derivative. Okay, so that is the difference between them. Here we are doing differentiation, so you have to multiply by its derivative. But if you are doing integration, you have to do division. Okay. Now next we will derive an explicit formula for the inverse of this function. So we have an explicit formula. Explicit formula for sin h inverse of y. We will see how to derive it. So let y is equal to sin hx, the hyperbolic function. So this we know sin hx is nothing but e raised to x minus e raised to minus x whole divided by 2. So if we multiply with 2, this equation becomes 2y equal to e raised to x minus e raised to minus x. Now if we multiply this by e raised to x on both sides, so I will get 2y e raised to x is equal to e raised to 2x minus e raised to x into e raised to minus x, so it is e raised to 0, so it is 1. Okay, so first I have multiplied with 2, then what I did is multiply with e raised to x. Okay, so I have multiplied with e raised to x. So e raised to x into e raised to x is e raised to 2x. And e raised to x into e raised to minus x is e raised to 0, which is 1. Okay, so this equation is e raised to 2x minus 2 e raised to xy minus 1 equal to 0. So e raised to 2x I can write as e raised to x whole square. And this is minus 2 e raised to xy minus 1 equal to 0. Now you can see that this equation, this is a quadratic equation in e raised to x. Okay, it is a quadratic equation. Quadratic equation in e raised to x. And we know how to find it by the quadratic formula. So e raised to x is equal to, we know the formula, minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, so if we compare here, we have a is equal to 1 here, b is equal to minus 2y, okay, and c equal to minus 1. So we have minus b. So the minus b will get 2y plus or minus root of b square. So b square is 4y square plus b square minus 4ac, a equal to 1, c equal to minus 1. C equal to minus 1. Whole divided by 2a. A is 1. So this become 2y plus or minus 4y square plus 4. So 4 can be taken outside. So when it comes, it becomes 2 root of y square plus 1 whole divided by 2. 2 will get cancelled. So this become y plus or minus square root of y square plus 1. So we got e raised to x equal to y plus or minus root of y square plus 1. But we know that e raised to x, this is never negative. It is always a positive function. Okay, at 0, e raised to 0 is 1. Then it takes only the positive value. It is never negative. Now e raised to minus x is nothing but 1 by e raised to x. So this is also positive. So being so it takes only positive value. So we can take the value, we can discard the negative sign. So we will get e raised to x is equal to y plus root of y square plus 1. Now we have taken that y equal to, we have in the beginning we took that y equal to sin hx. So from here we have x equal to, this implies x is equal to sin h inverse of y. So from here we will get, so e raised to x equal to y plus root of y square plus 1. Now if we take natural logarithm on both sides, we will get x. Okay, so this implies x is equal to natural logarithm of y plus root of y square plus 1. Okay, so because we know that logarithmic and exponential are just inverse function, and ln of e raised to x is x itself. Okay. So if we take natural log on both sides, we will get like this, but we have x equal to sin inverse of y. So from these two equations, we will get sin h inverse of y is equal to ln of y plus y square plus 1. So we got explicit formula for the inverse hyperbolic function. So we have seen what is an inverse hyperbolic function. This is an explicit formula for that. And also we have seen the derivative of the inverse hyperbolic function. So in today's class, we have studied about the inverse hyperbolic sine function. So sin h inverse of x is the inverse function of sin hx, and it is defined for all x. Okay, the graph of this is the graph of the inverse hyperbolic function, and it means that if we have y equal to sin hx, then the inverse is x equal to, we have sin h inverse of y. Okay. Or if we write x equal to sin hy, then we have y equal to sin h inverse of x. Also, we have studied that d by dx of the inverse hyperbolic function sin h inverse of x is 1 by root of 1 plus x square. So, you have to remember this formula. Now, since this is a derivative, we can, if you we can see that sin h inverse of x is the antiderivative of 1 by root of 1 plus x square. So, from here we also learn this formula, that is integral dx by square root of 1 plus x square is sin h inverse of x plus c. And it is again equal to, we have proved it here, what is sin h inverse of e. Sin h inverse of e is natural logarithm y plus root of y square plus 1. So, if we substitute here, it is ln of x plus x root of x square plus 1 plus c. So, all these results can be obtained from here. Inverse hyperbolic sine function, there its derivative, and also we got the integral of dx by root of 1 plus x square. Okay, so we will stop here. Thank you.